Okay, good morning students. We already discussed about subspace of a vector space and the intersection of two subspaces. Okay, what we see, intersection of two subspaces is again a subspace, we already seen. Then what about union of two subspaces? The union of subspaces is need not be a subspace. We already seen an example. Okay, now I want that the union of subspaces is also a subspace. Okay, just like the intersection of subspaces is a subspace, in the likewise I want to know that that the union of subspaces is again a subspace, but it is not directly existed. It is not directly exist. It exists only when among the two subspaces one is contained in the other. Okay, so that means if we want to show union of two subspaces, for example here W1 comma W2 be any two subspaces of a vector space V of f, then W1 union W2 is a subspace of V if and only if one is contained in the other. That means either W1 subset of W2 or W2 subset of W1. Okay, so that is our theorem. Next theorem, union of two subspaces is of a vector space is a subspace if and only if one is contained in the other, or the same statement is just revised as if W1 comma W2 be any two subspaces of a vector space V of f, then W1 union W2 is a subspace of V of f if and only if W1 substar W2 or W2 substar equal to W1. That is what we are going to prove. Here in the statement we have if and only if condition. That means the statement, that proof containing two parts again, the necessary and sufficient parts. Okay, come to the proof. Let W1 comma W2 be any two subspaces of a vector space capital V of f. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏవైనా రెండు సబ్స్పేస్ తీసినప్పుడు వాటి యూనియన్ కూడా సబ్స్పేస్ అవ్వాలంటే ఒక కండిషన్ ద్వారా మాత్రమే అవుతుంది. ఆ కండిషన్ ఏంటి? W1 W2కి సబ్సెట్ అవ్వాలి లేదా W2 W1కి సబ్సెట్ అవ్వాలి. ఓకే, కమ్ టు ద ప్రూఫ్. Let W1 comma W2 be any two subspaces of a vector space V of f. Okay, here we have if and only if condition. Therefore, the proof containing both conditions, necessary and sufficient conditions. Okay, come to necessary condition. Necessary condition. What is necessary condition? In necessary condition, suppose W1 union W2 is a subspace of V of f. We choose as W1 union W2 is a subspace of V of f, and we are going to prove W1 substar W2 or W2 substar equal to W1. Okay, choose. Or suppose W1 union W2 is a subspace of V of f. Suppose W1 union W2 is a subspace of V of f. Okay, now we prove W1 substar equal to W2 or W2 substar equal to W1. That is we are going to prove. Okay, but in contrary, assume W1 is not contained in W2 and W2 is not contained in W1. Basically we are going to prove either W1 subset of W2 or W2 subset of W1. That is what we are going to prove. But in contrary, what we assume, suppose this is a vector space V of f and this is W1. For example, suppose this is W2. Here W1 is not subset of W2 and W2 is not subset of W1. This is our supposition, our assumption. Okay, assume W1 does not contain W2 and W2 does not contain in W1. If we take alpha in W1, then alpha does not belongs to W2, and if we take beta belongs to W2, then beta does not contain in W1. Okay, let alpha belongs to W1 implies alpha is not contained in W2. So alpha does not belongs to W2. In similar manner, if beta belongs to W2 implies beta does not belongs to W1. Okay, here alpha belongs to W1. Therefore, we have here alpha belongs to W1. Therefore, alpha belongs to W1 union W2. If we want any element which lies in W1 union W2, union of two sets, if that element must be contained or at least contain at least one set, it is need. Here alpha belongs to W1, alpha belongs to W1 union W2. In the likewise, since beta belongs to W2, then beta is also belongs to W1 union W2. Okay, so here in W1 W2 there are two elements alpha and beta. Here our supposition is W1 union W2 is a subspace of V of F. W1 and W2 రెండు ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఆల్ఫా బీటాలు. ఇక్కడ మన యూనియన్ ఏంటి సబ్స్పేస్ అనుకుంటాం. సబ్స్పేస్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఏ వెక్టర్ స్పేస్. ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ వెక్టర్ మీన్స్ by the first condition under addition it is an abelian group. Therefore, by closure property under addition alpha plus beta is also belongs to W1 union W2. Since W1 union W2 is a subspace of capital V of F, comma alpha plus beta is also belongs to W1 union W2. Alpha plus beta is also belongs to W1 union W2. Okay, here alpha plus beta is lies in union of two sets W1 W2. That means alpha plus beta either belongs to W1, alpha plus beta belongs to or W2. Okay, therefore alpha plus beta belongs to W1 or alpha plus beta belongs to W2. For example, suppose alpha plus beta belongs to W1. Okay, we have alpha is also belongs to W1. We have alpha is also belongs to W1. In earlier we see a necessary and sufficient condition of a subspace of capital V. W is a subset of V. If you want to know W, if you want to show W is a subspace of V, there exists a condition. What is it? If A alpha plus B beta belongs to W for all alpha comma beta belongs to W, then with this single condition W is directly a subspace of capital V. ఈ ఒక కండిషన్ తో W అనేది V కి సబ్స్పేస్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, హియర్ ఆల్సో W1 is already a subspace of V. Therefore this condition must be contained in W1. ఈ కండిషన్ మనకి W1 కి ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో సపోజ్ ఫర్ ఆల్ఫా కామా బీటా alpha as alpha plus beta and beta as alpha. Suppose since W1 is a subspace, since W1 is a subspace, comma here let A equal to 1, B equal to minus 1. A equal to 1, B equal to minus 1 అనుకోండి. ఆల్ఫా అంటేనేమో ఆల్ఫా ప్లస్ బీటా, బీటా అంటేనేమో ఆల్ఫా అనుకోండి. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? A alpha plus B beta. A means 1 into alpha means alpha plus beta plus B means minus 1. So minus 1 into beta means alpha belongs to W1. So 1 into alpha plus beta means alpha plus beta minus alpha belongs to W1. That implies beta belongs to W1. Okay, suppose here alpha plus beta belongs to W1, alpha belongs to W1. So for every two vectors in W1, A alpha plus B beta belongs to W1. This condition is exist in W1. This condition is exist in W1. So we apply this condition A alpha plus B beta. Here alpha means alpha plus beta, beta means alpha. Okay, for A and B, suppose A as 1 and B as minus 1. So A alpha plus B beta, that means 1 into alpha plus beta minus 1 into alpha belongs to W1. If we simplify, we get beta belongs to W1, but this is a contradiction. Why? Because here beta does not belongs to W1. Beta does not belongs to W1. Okay. Okay. We get beta belongs to W1. This is a contradiction too. This is a contradiction to beta does not belongs to W1. Okay. Suppose alpha plus beta belongs to W2. Alpha plus beta belongs to W2. We already have alpha plus beta belongs to W1 or alpha plus beta belongs to W2. Okay, in earlier we say alpha plus beta belongs to W1, we get the contradiction here like this. Okay, now we are suppose alpha plus beta belongs to W2. Okay, again we have beta belongs to W2. We have beta belongs to W2. Again, we apply the same condition of subspace A alpha plus B beta equal to 1. Here also suppose A equal to 1, B equal to minus 1. So, A alpha plus B beta belongs to W. This condition may apply to W2. Okay, here alpha means alpha plus beta and beta means beta. For A comma B, choose A equal to 1 and B equal to minus 1. So, A into, since W2 is a subspace, since W2 is a subspace of capital V of F, comma we have A alpha, A means 1 into alpha means here alpha plus beta plus B into B means minus 1 plus into minus 1 into beta means beta belongs to W2. On simplify we get simplify 1 into alpha plus beta minus beta belongs to W2. So that implies beta get cancelled, alpha belongs to W2. This is also contradiction. 2 alpha does not belongs to W2. This is a contradiction. This is a contradiction to alpha does not belongs to W2. So we have these two conditions. Any one of T good, these two conditions must be existed. But if we take any condition, we get a contradiction. So why we get this type of contradiction? We get our assumption is wrong. At starting of the proof, what we assume W1 is not contained in W2 and W2 is not contained in W1. We assume like this. Okay, this assumption is wrong. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, we must have either W1 substar equal to W2 or W2 substar equal to W1. మనం స్టార్టింగ్లో ఏం చేస్తున్నామంటే W1 W2 సబ్సెట్ అవ్వట్లేదు అండ్ W1 ఈజ్ నాట్ కంటెంట్ W1గా మనం చూస్ చేసుకున్నాం. వీటిలో ఏం తీసుకున్నా సరే మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే కాంట్రాడిక్షన్ వస్తున్నాయి. ఓకేనా, కాబట్టి ఈ కాంట్రాడిక్షన్ ఎందుకు వస్తున్నాయంటే మనం ఈ విధంగా అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకున్నాం. ఏంటిది W1 W2కి సబ్సెట్ అవ్వట్లా, W2 W1కి సబ్సెట్ అవ్వట్లా. ఇలా తీసుకోవడం వల్ల మనకు కాంట్రాడిక్షన్ వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి ఇది రాంగ్. కాబట్టి ఏం జరగాలి, కంపల్సరీగా W1 W2 కానీ W2 W1 కానీ సబ్సెట్ అవ్వాల్సిందే. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ అవర్ నెసెసరీ కండిషన్. ఓకే, కమ్స్ టు సఫిషియంట్ కండిషన్. In sufficient condition, we suppose W1 is contained in W2 or W2 contained in W1 and we are going to prove this union W1 union W2 is a subspace of capital V. Suppose W1 is contained in W2 or W2 is contained in W1. Now we prove W1 union W2 is a subspace of capital V of F. Okay, suppose the first condition, suppose or if W1 substar equal to W2, then here we have this is W1 is contained in W2. Okay, if we take their intersection we get W1. If we take their union, we get W2. That means if we take intersection, we get smaller set. We get their union, we get our bigger set. Okay. So here W1 is small set and W2 is bigger set. Then W1 union W2 equal to what is the bigger set? W2. We get W2. If we take intersection, we get smaller set. Okay. So if W1 substar W2, then W1 union W2 equal to W2. So here union is equal to W2. But from the statement, W2 is already a subspace. Since W2 is a subspace of capital V of F, now here W2 is equal to union of W1 and W2. So W2 is subspace, therefore W1 union W2 is also a subspace. W1 union W2 is also a subspace of capital V of f. Okay, so in this case we proved W1 union W2 is subspace. In sufficient condition, what we have to prove? W union W2. So if we take this condition, we proved. Okay. In similar, if W2 substar equal to W1, if W2 substar equal to W1, then sorry W2 చిన్న set, W1 the పెద్ద set. Okay, if we take their intersection, we get a smaller set W2. If we take their union, we get bigger set. Then W1 union W2 equal to, what is the bigger set here? W1. Okay, from the statement W1 is also a subspace. From the statement W1 is also a subspace. Since W1 is a subspace of capital V of f, and here W1 is equal to W1 union W2. Therefore, W1 union W2 is also a subspace, comma W1 union W2 is also a subspace of capital V of f. Okay, therefore, from we have W1 sub W2 or W2 subset W1. If we take any condition, in the both conditions we proved yes, W1 union W2 is a subspace of capital V. Okay, this is the end of theorem. Okay, next comes to the definition. Linear combination of vectors. Linear combination of vectors. For example, if we take alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on alpha n in a vector space capital V of f, then a representation a1 into alpha 1 plus a2 into alpha 2 plus so on plus an into alpha n, this representation is called a linear combination of vectors alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on alpha n. Okay, this representation is called a linear combination of vectors alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on alpha n, where here a1, a2 and so on an are corresponding scalars. These are scalars, and alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on alpha n are vectors. Okay, so come to the definition. Linear combination of vectors. Let alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on alpha n be any vectors in a vector space, in a vector space capital V of f. Okay, then the representation a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus 1 plus an alpha n, this representation is called a linear combination of vectors alpha 1 comma alpha 2 and so on alpha n, comma where alpha a1 a2 and so on an belongs to capital F. So here in this linear combination, in this representation, a1, a2 and so on an are called scalars, which are lies in capital F. Okay, so alpha 1, alpha 2 and so alpha n are in the vectors in the vector space capital V of f. So this representation is called linear combination of vectors alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on alpha n. Okay.